Hi, I'm back. So this is our anthology story for the week. It's called Mama, I'll Give You the World. And if you can see up here, the genre is realistic fiction. We know that genre, right? That means that it's not a real story, but it has a lot of real aspects to it, right? Maybe the characters remind you of someone that you know in real life, and the problems they face are something that you could face in real life. So this week, our comprehension skill and strategy is learning how to identify main characters, settings, and also the problem and solution in a story. And while we do that, we're trying to answer the essential question, which we see down here. I'm going to turn this on. Which we see down here is, in what ways do people show they care about each other? So read how Louisa plans something special for her mother. So we're going to start reading the story. This is one of my favorite stories. It's really sweet. And it's kind of special knowing that Mother's Day is coming up in May, but we'll get started. Mama, I'll Give You the World by Ronnie Schroeder, illustrated by S. Selig Gallagher. When Papa was around, Mama loved to dance, but Mama doesn't dance anymore. She works hard every day at Walter's World of Beauty, cutting, coloring, and curling. After school each afternoon, Lisa's bus drops her at the door to the world. Everyone greets her, Walter, Rupa, Georges, but especially Mama. Mama smiles and makes a place for Louisa on a cushion under the palm tree. First things first, Mama always says. So there by Walter's bottles of beauty, with names that whisper promises, Raspberry Radiance, Evening Glamour Glow, Sunday Night Soother, Louisa does her schoolwork. While Mama, like a magician, turns Mrs. Coo's dark hair the color of sunset. Walter, Georges, and Rupa cut and comb. Louisa does a math problem. Then she writes a story for English about a girl with a magic brush that brushes people's cares away. So far, think about where the setting could be. And also, I didn't mention, but the comprehension quiz that's going to happen on Friday is going to be about the story. So you can always come back and rewatch this video to listen to the story. And so you can figure out the question. When she finishes her homework, Louisa takes out her scissors, her glue, and her paper and does what Mama does. Cuts and colors and curls. Portraits of the customers. Everyone in the world is like a flower, her mother always tells her. Together they make a bouquet. So Louisa cuts slowly, noticing how different each flower is and how each one comes in a special size and shape. In between customers, Mama rests in her chair and lets Louisa brush her long, thick curls. Louisa brushes hard, pretending she is the girl in her story, carefully watching her mother's face to see if she can make her smile. Mama hardly ever smiles, but when she does, she is the prettiest flower in the world. Louisa loves to look at the pictures of her mother's station. One is of Louisa, the other is of Mama long ago, happy and dancing in a large room that looks like a palace, crowded with people and full of lights. Mama says the name of the palace is Roseland, but Louisa doesn't believe her. She thinks her mother has made up the name because she loves flowers. Can we go there? Louisa asks. She imagines the two of them holding hands and dancing at the palace Mama calls Roseland, but Mama shakes her head. No. She holds the picture in her hands and her eyes look at something far away and once upon a time, something Louisa can only guess at. Under the dryers, the ladies loudly whisper their secrets, but Louisa has a secret of her own. Tomorrow is Mama's birthday, and tonight Louisa is going to give her the present she's been planning for such a long time. For the past few weeks, whenever Mama isn't looking, Louisa has whispered her secret in the ear of each of Mama's favorite customers. When she sweeps up snippets of hair for handsome Mr. Anselmo, who always tells Mama, just a little off here and a little off there, please leave it as long as you dare, for you see, don't you know, you can see it is so that I haven't a lot to spare. When she helps Mrs. Malloy, bent over and sad as she inches into the world on her walker, but smiling and standing nearly straight an hour later, when feeling beautiful again, she leaves. When she helps Mama brush and braid Hazel May Dixon's go everywhere hair till it looks like neat, shiny rows of licorice. when she sprays fussy Mrs. Fogelman's hair that refuses to stand up and obey until Mama teases it with a comb so it can't help standing up, fluffy and high as great as a great gray cloud, just the way Mrs. Fogelman likes it. And when she removes the giant pink and purple rollers that turn Mrs. Rodriguez's dark tangles into an ocean of gentle waves. So far, who are the main characters of the story? Now, there are lots of characters that we're reading about, but the main characters are the characters who appear in almost every single setting, right? In almost every single page of the story. That's what makes it a main character. At 6 o'clock, it's time at last to go home. Louisa exchanges secret winks with Walter, Georges, and Rupa. Then she and Mama hang up their smocks and empty their pockets heavy with tip money. It all goes into a special envelope. First things first, Mama says. She is saving for Louisa, for college. Mama wants Louisa to learn everything. Outside the world stretches before them, dark, mysterious, and twinkling with store and street and starlight. Louisa and Mama stand together looking at it, feeling oh so small. Mama's hair sparkles in the light, so do her eyes. The world is big, so much more for you to know, so much for you to see. One day, if I can, Mama says, patting the envelope deep in her coat pocket, I will give the world to you. No, thanks, Louisa. Tonight, if I can, I will give the world to you for your birthday. At home that evening, Louisa asked Mama to try on her prettiest dress, the one with the roses and violets and vines that encircle Mama's waist the way Louisa's arms do when they hug. Please, Mama, Louisa begs. Not now, Mama says. I'm tired. Pretty, please, Louisa asks, opening her eyes as wide as Walter's windows and looking at Mama in the way she knows Mama can't refuse. All right, Mama says, and puts on her dress. While she does, Louisa pretends to be searching for something. Mama, she calls out, we have to go back to the world. I forgot my book. Louisa hurries and hands Mama her coat. Mama pushes the coat away. No, she says, it can wait until tomorrow. Louisa's worried. But Mama, she pleads, it's for my book report. Don't you always tell me first things first? Mama sighs, puts on her coat. Louisa tries not to smile. So make a prediction. What do you think is going to happen on the next page? When they get to the world, it is dark. Louisa holds her breath as Mama takes out her keys and opens the door. The moment Mama turns on the light, music fills the world. Surprise! Louisa's portraits dance along the walls and mirrors. Walter, Rupa, and George's have filled the room with roses and have hung tiny lights with wink-like eyes. All of Mama's favorite customers are there dressed up, but Mama, smiling, is the prettiest of all. So she gave her a surprise birthday party. Happy birthday, everyone yells. Then, speech. Mama blushes. First things first, she says, and gathers Louisa into her arms. For your birthday, Louisa says, I wanted to turn the world into Roseland. You did, Lulu Bell, Mama says. Thank you. Thank you all. Mama, Louisa asks as the music swells from Walter's boombox, will you dance with me? Mama doesn't move and she doesn't answer. She looks at Walter, Rupa, and Georgia smiling at her. She looks at Mrs. Malloy's 2 old feet tapping beside her walker like 2 new feet. She looks at Mrs. Fogelman's great gray cloud of hair turned golden by the lights and changed into a clear weather cloud. She looks at Mr. Anselmo and Hazel May Dixon and Mrs. Rodriguez and Mrs. Koo, all dressed in their finest clothes to honor her. Then she looks deep into Louisa's eyes, and Louisa sees that Mama's eyes are no longer far away. They are near and clear and wet with tears. Shall we dance? Mama asked Louisa. And Mama and Louisa dance. They twirl and whirl and laugh together. Soon everyone is dancing and the world seems to sparkle and spin faster and faster around them. Then Mr. Anselmo, with a bow so deep that his bald spot shows, and he doesn't even care, asks Mama and Louisa to dance with him, and they do. And the way Mr. Anselmo smiles at Mama and the way she smiles back at him make Louisa think there's no more beautiful place in the world than this world, the world they're dancing in now. So that's the end. So I'm gonna go back this actually our essential question. So our essential question is, in what ways do other people show they care about each other? What are some things they do and say? So how did Louisa, that's the little girl, how did Louisa show her mom that she cared about her? And maybe there was a problem that was happening at the beginning of the story. Think about what that problem could be. It could be how her mom was feeling or how Louisa was feeling about the whole party. And how was that problem solved? And just think about the different ways that Louisa shows her mama that she cares about her, but also how mama was trying so hard to show Louisa that she cares about her. So these are all questions that I want you to think about. You're going to have to write about these in a small journal response on Skies, just because I want you to really think about the problem. The problem isn't always so obvious, right? It isn't always like, the problem where, oh, Louisa forgot her book. Like, yes, that was a problem in the story, but it wasn't what the story was all about. So your problem usually has to do with the story's all about. So think about that. And if you need to, like I said, come back to this story anytime this week, you can. You can listen to it again. And on Friday, sorry, Thursday, sorry, there'll be a mini comprehension question where I just ask you a few questions about this story. Again, think about the setting, the main characters, the problem, the solution, and the essential question. In what ways do people show that they care about? Okay, so I hope that you guys have a great day. And that's it for videos for language arts today. There'll be a math video as well, but that will happen a little later. So um, that's it. Thank you guys. Have a good day.